I know there was such a focus on not turning it over, not forcing the ball into situations, but when you're throwing it like you did Thursday, where you're hitting it in those tight windows, like to talk about Christian, is there, when you go back and look at it at the film, are there instances where you're like, well, maybe I could have taken that chance, or maybe I don't need to be as careful as I was doing that, especially the way you.
Yeah, no, there's always plays that you go back after the game and look at on film, and you look at it on film, you think, all right, maybe I could have fit a ball in there. Maybe the coverage wasn't as tight as you think it was, but things happen so fast in the during the game that you just try and move on, and obviously there's things you learn from on film. But like you said, the throw to Tucker, there's going to be those tight window throws you got to make happen, and receivers got to do a good job of making those plays, making those contested catches, which Tuck did on that one. But there's always a handful of plays you go back on film after the game and say, man, maybe I could have thrown this play, or maybe I shouldn't have thrown this play. So there's always that. But that's the fun part of just learning, growing, and trying to be better for the next week. Yeah, no, I always feel like, I can put the ball where I want to, and that's part of it too, having that confidence to be able to throw those passes. But there's always, like I said, a handful of plays too that might not come off or be in the exact spot that you wanted it to, or throw might be a little bit off. So that's where you just got to try and be at your best every play, be as consistent and as accurate as possible.
Jay, I think about, like the throw to Christian, linebacker coming in the A-gap, you have to step up, adjust yourself, and then make that throw. Are those things that you, practice, or is it just in the midst of the game? How do you kind of prepare to have those type of situations?
Yeah, no, those are the plays that, in the offseason. I practice with my quarterback coach, Steve Calhoun. We do a lot of drill work of, trying to make guys miss and avoiding the rush and just moving in the pocket, trying to make small movements. But this is stuff that we do all the time, trying to make a move and then reset, get back on platform. So it's cool to see stuff come alive in games when it does happen. But, even, an individual drill here during the season, we do a lot of drill work of pocket movement, staying on platform and being able to make those throws. So it's stuff that, as a quarterback, in the offseason, those are the drills that you practice, and who knows when it'll come alive in the game. But, when it does come alive, those are the ones you want to make.
At this point of the season, are you still doing a lot of adding to the offense, or is it now, by this point of the season, execution and fine-tuning what you guys want to do?
Yeah, no, every week is definitely different. We add plays based on looks the defense has shown us on film and things that we might be doing to take advantage. And then obviously we have our base staple plays that are kind of in every week. So it's kind of that give and take of just, like you said, staying dialed in with the fundamentals of some of the base plays, and then trying to get as many reps as possible on some of the new plays that we have.
Jordan, going back to that throw to Christian, I know you got more important things to do than ranking your favorite throws, but that was pretty ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Where does that one kind of rank? And were there audible oohs and ahs on Monday when you guys got back and watched the film of that and saw it? What was the room like?
Yeah, no, it's up there for me, I would say. It was a pretty cool play, definitely. And yeah, everybody, Matt, Tom, it's one of those things, a good play, on to the next, you know what I mean? So, like I said, it's part of that process, never being too high, never being too low, but yeah, it was a cool play.
What could a two tight end set look like, and how productive could that be if you could get those two guys?
Yeah, no, it'd be big time. I think the last time we had it was really during training camp, having both those guys out there, and it definitely changes the plays we call and some of the formations we have and personnel groupings. But to have both those guys out there on the field, those are two really good tight ends. So, I think it definitely changes the way we can call some plays and things like that. But it's been tough not having Luke out there. So to get him back healthy and back on the field will be big time.
You guys don't play at Seattle very often. Fail Mary was a pretty famous play in Packer lore. Mm-hmm. Have you heard stories about it from Aaron? Were you watching it? Do you remember that at all?
Yeah, I was watching the game. I remember seeing it. I think I actually posted some, when I was young, on my Instagram. I deleted it now, but yeah, I remember that game for sure.
I jumped in late, but what have you seen from Seattle this year?
Yeah, no, they're, like I said, just watching tape. They're a really good defense. I haven't I've watched some of their games to be able to see their offense. They got a high-powered offense as well, but their defense is definitely, I think, it's one of the top in the league. And just watching the past couple of games on film, their D-line is really good up front. They got some good guys, and I think on the back end they got some solid DBs who do a good job. I think they're all tuned in together with the coverages, and they don't let a lot of stuff pass them. So I think it's a really solid defense that we're going up against.